All right, welcome guys to another episode of On the Field, V2 for Sports on the Field, week 11 in college football for the SEC right now. And I would like to make a apology on the last video. Supposedly I had an ear rape because of what happened to Tennessee when they lost to Georgia. But let's get into the first game of this week. Let's get into one of the easier games of the week. Let's go to Missouri at Tennessee. What are you guys thinking of this game?
All right, since Jackson took my spot of doing the intro, I feel like it's my job to take Jackson's spot. So I'm going to speak 90-0 about this game and about how Tennessee's probably going to throw up 70 points because they just lost to Georgia and they need a rebound game. And
Bro, stop with the stutters, bro. That's not funny. That is not funny.
But nah, Tennessee's probably throwing up like 52 on them.
This is Missouri. They haven't allowed more than 26 all year. Besides the Kansas State. Besides the Kansas State.
They're playing at Tennessee against a Tennessee team that just lost, who needs to win every game for the rest of the season.
They kept it close with Georgia too.
Dude, that was a rain game at home that Georgia relied heavily on passing, and they were experimenting. Tennessee is on a loss and dealing with one more loss and we're out syndrome. So I'm very confident that Tennessee is going to just smoke Missouri.
Whatever you say. Right. My predictions for this game, I got Tennessee winning this game 35-21.
I guess my prediction would be slightly, well, actually, it's not too much different than that. I would say it's going to be around like a 38-13 win, something like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We talking about this. We're talking about the same.
We're talking about Missouri at Tennessee.
We're talking about the same football teams here. Tennessee is going to win this game 49-14.
Yeah.
It'll be close. Bounce back.
Interesting.
Yeah. I don't understand Rush either. Yeah. Not a single one, especially with Missouri's pathetic offense. Not a single field goal rush. Okay. Anybody else got any thoughts on this?
This game should be close.
14.
Okay.
They're going to get 2 tutties.
Okay.
I say more than 2 because if you look at what happened when Tennessee was at Missouri last year, they dropped 62 on them. So I think it'll be similar. I'll say almost identical score, except I'll say 56-14.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'll even go 66-21.
Oh,
yeah, that's what I'm saying, Luke.
don't get me wrong, Tennessee's fantastic and all, but I mean, even like
this is a top 20 defense.
Honest with y'all, Tennessee's defense might legitimately let up 28 points to Mississippi.
Last year it was like 62-24, if I remember right. So you could say that was like the second and third strings for Tennessee, but still was like 24 points.
Yeah. So we done with this game?
Yes,
yeah, we can move on.
Okay.
On to the next one.
Let's move on to a little bit more interesting game. Texas A&M. Yeah, shut up. Texas A&M at Auburn, and Auburn is favored by 2 in this one. What do you guys think?
By 2?
Mid-off.
Texas A&M gets their players back. I don't see a world in which Auburn wins this game.
No,
Auburn's looked kind of hot, barely losing a lot of games lately.
For me, the Auburn game against Mississippi State didn't show anything good about Auburn. It just showed that Mississippi State is low-key not as good as we thought they would be, and the Texas A&M and Arkansas win weren't that big of a deal.
Yeah, but Mississippi State has greatly overperformed your expectations, Jason.
Shut up. Just because I have to play the game for the rest of the season doesn't mean I can't still tell them and all their fans that they are the most overhyped team I've ever witnessed in my life.
Yeah, I got Texas A&M.
Hill State, Jason.
Texas A&M has all their guys back, but let me take Auburn. Let me take Auburn and Jordan Hare.
Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta go with Auburn here.
I gotta pick them to upset me.
No faith in Texas A&M.
I know,
so
but
I'll take them by 10.
You know what? I take back what I said. I know it's in Jordan Hare. I know it's probably going to be a sellout. Oh wait, never mind. It's a night game in Jordan Hare. Okay, give me Auburn by
It's not
3.
even a night game.
Yeah, it
No,
is.
Considering-
It's 7:30.
I'm saying they won't even sell out a night game. It's fine.
Considering
no,
Texas
I still
A&M's
I got Auburn by 2 scores.
Give me Auburn 24 to 20.
Considering Texas A&M's culture, I mean, if Jimbo Fisher were to lose this game, I would not be surprised for him being at least at the minimum considered fired, because
Well, yeah, if
you
they
are
lose, they lose
losing to
eligibility.
not only one of the worst teams in the SEC, but one of the worst teams in the SEC now without a coach. And I know Harsin sucks, but still, a team with no coach is a team with no coach. So
Okay.
considering all the players they're getting back, I see Texas A&M winning a close one.
Hold on with
Yeah.
that no coach statement. Cadillac is doing a wonderful job, and during that last game, it looked like the players bought into whatever he was telling them that week. Because I know he can't get a full scheme in. They probably won't even think about keeping him, which they really should. All right.
To be
I
fair,
can agree with
it's
that.
pretty easy to rally around somebody who isn't Harsin. I'm willing to bet half of that quote unquote motivation came from, oh my gosh, we no longer are a poverty franchise because we got rid of the one problem of our team. Let's go. Whoever's coaching us now, you're fantastic.
I
Like,
did not
nobody's
have an
There's-
affair with that intern, so the school
Yeah,
cannot fire
that was a
him.
Hey,
that was a debacle.
Can
But
we
this
blame
is
him,
also
bro?
a game for bowl eligibility. Whoever loses that eligibility.
I don't
Alright.
Both
Yeah,
teams
Auburn
have
can
both
afford
teams
that.
have
Texas
fi-
A&M
making a
cannot.
both
bowl
teams have
anyway.
6 losses.
Yeah, there's still a
You can
chance
make a
to
6-6
All right,
record and still
dude,
go in.
Auburn
Neither
Auburn
team's
plays
making a bowl.
Alabama. Auburn plays Alabama still with 6 losses.
And
Texas A&M
it's
plays
impossible.
LSU.
Alabama
and it plays
isn't
Texas
as
A&M plays
good
LSU.
as they have been in recent years. Auburn will actually be a trap
But if
game
they
for
lose
LSU.
to a
Out.
6+ loss Auburn team, there's probably some concerns.
Now,
All right, listen,
do we have any other thoughts?
Yeah, I'm taking Auburn in this one.
Okay.
They
Auburn by
played
10.
They played pretty good, played pretty hard for their interim coach, and I'll take Auburn at home.
Auburn by 10. Oil money can buy you recruits, but it can't buy you wins.
I will say before we switch, I would like to
Facts.
make a formal apology to Robbie Ashford. I have clowned upon you and said that you are a
still not
horrible
good.
quarterback, and I am
He
wrong.
is.
You are not a horrible
No.
quarterback.
He's a
You have now
decent-
been
he's
moved.
decent.
No,
He's
listen,
pretty-
you
he's pretty
he has
bad.
now been moved from a horrible quarterback to a subpar to mid quarterback.
I mean,
And I congratulate
what a
him for that.
compliment.
10 touchdowns and 5
he's pretty bad.
interceptions isn't that bad. It isn't
No,
that
That's
I mean,
why it's
I mean,
mid.
It
Yeah, that's
isn't
not
that
mid
good.
QB.
Spencer Rattler all year.
He's moved to mid, and I
right.
congratulate him. He
Now
might
let-
even go higher.
Let's go to
another game.
let's go to Georgia at Mississippi. Georgia at
Okay,
Mississippi
fine.
State.
This
Yeah,
is
a
gonna be,
less interesting game.
I'm going to be honest.
That's why I'm
This
doing
is a
that
trap
first.
game and a half for Georgia.
No,
now,
it's
I don't
not.
think. No, listen. I don't think that Georgia's losing this game, but I think it's going to be closer than most people assume because first off, it's a night game at Stark Vegas, and I know people are going to be like, "Whoa, look at the Auburn game. Mississippi State almost lost that." Yeah, well, that might have given him a bit of motivation because this is probably their most important game all season in
Well-
terms of a difficulty perspective.
Well, look at
And
the Auburn
kidding
game.
me? I
Mississippi
have to
State
pick on
almost
this-
lost that. But-
I know that, and
Yep.
I'm saying that
I know.
Georgia is coming off of the biggest win they've had all season and arguably in the last few seasons.
Yeah, Georgia's
And they're
gonna
basically
murder
thinking,
Mississippi
oh,
State.
easy schedule rest of the season. We're fine. Just win out. It's going to be easy. And I could see Mississippi State
don't-
the first
I don't-
few quarters
I don't think-
actually
That's not a
doing
big-
damage.
I don't think
That's a big
that's
win.
the mindset anybody
Geor-
inside of that facility.
Georgia-
And that's not the
Georgia-
biggest one they've had in years. They did win
Okay,
the national
okay.
championship last year.
I got Georgia winning this game 38-14.
14.
If
Yeah,
they score more than Tennessee,
I wonder,
dude,
who V2
I wouldn't
has
know
to
what to
pick.
think.
Well,
All
Georgia's
right,
away.
Missouri
in a
scored
night
more
game.
than Tennessee.
I
All
see
right,
Georgia
really
winning
good.
this game. I see them winning 30, or actually no. I'd say they're gonna win 42-28.
I want to be the one with the hot take for this game. I think Georgia doesn't cover the 16.5 spread, mainly because you don't know which team you're getting each week. You can look at Mississippi State. I still would consider them inconsistent because they can throw the ball over you because they are air raid offense. So do you think you got to look to see if Georgia can handle that much throwing? I mean, you could look at Tennessee and saying how deep passes were almost eradicated from that offense, but I could kind of agree to say that this is a trap game, and I'll be the one with the hot take to say they may cover the 16.5 barely, but I don't think they will. I think it'll be a closer game than everyone thinks because Mississippi State could be a sneaky team.
So trap games aren't really a thing at the University of Georgia anymore, and no doubt Georgia has to get up and they have to be ready to play.
Football. Anything is possible.
There's a trap game for every team, sir.
But yeah. I don't think you have to worry at all about Georgia being ready to get up and go. They know what's in front of them. They know that they need to win this football game, so they will win this football game. Mississippi State did not look good Saturday night against Auburn. I'll take Georgia 41-7 because Mike Leach will get down in the red zone a few times and not take his field goals again.
All right, so V2.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's hear with your prediction, Jason.
Hey,
let's go, Jason.
The dogs will 100% win.
If y'all are not aware of previous episode and gambling issues,
he has to pick Mississippi State every single time.
Mississippi State for every game. So
He's
for
an idiot.
this, I picked Mississippi State to lose by like 8.
You can't.
I picked.
You have to say their win.
You have to say they win.
Hail State by 50. Give me the cowbell.
Hail State.
Hail State.
All right, guys, let's get into a little one. I think this is going to be a decent game because Vanderbilt always keeps it close. Vanderbilt at Kentucky. For some weird reason, in the past 3 years, Vanderbilt has always kept it within one score versus Kentucky. You think that changes?
Vandy by 8.
I'll be honest, I don't care how close this game is. This could be another boring game, just like the Missouri.
Give me the commies.
I definitely think it'll be a boring game, but give me the doors. I'm picking Vandy to beat the Cats in a very, very boring 13-10 game.
This is the most important game of Clark Lee's tenure so far. I think so. I think. I think Vanderbilt wins this game by 3 in overtime, 27-24.
Keep in mind, Kentucky is favored by 17.
Yeah, I know.
Considering this is a morning game and how much trouble Kentucky had fending off Missouri, I could see Vandy winning this game. I'm gonna be honest. They've had a lot of close calls, and I think this will be finally the game that Vandy can look back and like their fans can watch this highlight reel for like the next 5 seasons because they won't have anything else to watch.
The Georgia versus Vanderbilt game.
Hey,
yeah.
All right, let's not be unreasonable here.
This is going to be a game.
We're all picking the Commodores. Wins. Rush. What is your prediction?
Let's not be unreasonable here. I don't care if it's a morning game. Kentucky's favored by 17. They know what they're talking about with this one. Yeah, Kentucky's bad, but Vanderbilt's really bad. Will Kentucky cover? I don't think so, but they'll win by about 13 comfortably.
I wouldn't say 13's comfortably, but I mean
13 isn't comfortable, especially if it's Vanderbilt.
Yeah, if you won by 13 against Vanderbilt,
they will win by 13. They will win. Well, yeah, it won't be accomplishing anything, but they will win in a way. They will win by 13, but in a way that is relatively comfortable. It won't be very close. There won't be a moment in the game where you think Vanderbilt's going to win.
Comes down to it.
I disagree completely.
Boring game. Let's move on.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and move on to the
boring
next game.
Vanderbilt
okay, let's go. Move on to South. Let's move on to
South Carolina at Florida. We can pick that game.
Yeah, South Carolina at Florida. South Carolina has won 2 straight back to back away SEC games, while Florida has low-key been garbage at home. What do you guys think? Florida's favored by 8 in the opening line.
Here's
the
thing.
Gators. Go Gators.
Florida in the last 3 games. Florida in the last 3 games has they've looked fine on offense.
But look who they played.
But listen, you're gonna have to give me my whole statement here, Jackson. You're gonna appreciate this. Florida has looked solid in their last 3 games. However, 2 of them were a loss, and 1 of them was a close win versus a practice squad. On top of that, I think that Florida is still, to this day, an overrated team in the SEC this year. And considering South Carolina's recent production, quote unquote, I kid you not when I say go Gamecocks, they're pulling off the upset. They're going into the swamp with a W.
I agree, and I got the Gamecocks winning in a shootout. Yeah, I have the Gamecocks winning in a shootout, 49-42.
This is going to be the ultimate nail in the coffin that says
I
Silly
think
Billy is not the guy.
I think this will be a shootout no matter what. No matter what you guys say, both of these
Can I pick
defenses
both
are
teams
so
to lose?
mid. Both of these defenses are mid.
For real.
Like we're gonna see a QB performance of the ages only because both defenses suck.
No.
Okay, I wouldn't go that far.
Spencer Rattler is still going to find a way to complete 40% of his passes and throw for 20 yards.
He's throwing 60% in every single game.
I'm picking Florida to win this game simply because Spencer Rattler is not the answer at quarterback for South Carolina.
Well,
give me the Gators at home.
Who is?
Hang on. 28-10.
Okay.
And to answer your question,
okay, this guy is smoking. This guy is smoking. This guy is smoking. If he thinks Florida of all teams is beating South Carolina 28-10.
All right,
to be fair, it's a 4 p.m. game that Florida's at home for. So like it's not
my question.
Florida is 1-2 versus their toss-ups at home on the season.
Right, Jackson,
that's true, but at the same time,
in the SEC.
What do you mean? What do you mean against their toss-ups? Their losses are to LSU. Their losses at home are
all right.
LSU and Kentucky.
Hold on, everybody pause.
Whatever.
Jackson.
Yeah, but one of them's LSU.
Jackson. So you know how you're the reason for me having to do the Mississippi State crap?
Yeah.
I'm going to do this for this game. If Florida wins, not this season, because I'm going to help you remember, but next season you have to pick against South Carolina every single game.
Oh my God, I agree. I'll deal to that. I feel so confident about South Carolina winning this game.
Okay,
I'll shave my head. I'll shave my head too.
Take a step back from your microphone.
I'll shave my head too.
You are peeking and hurting my
Okay,
ears.
good. Because Florida will win by 18, and Florida has 256 pass yards allowed average per game, and Spencer Rattler will throw for 25% of their average.
Oh, wow.
I think you guys are forgetting the fact that South
Dane,
Carolina has a
what's your
running back
prediction?
who people do
Dane,
not give
what's your
enough credit
prediction?
I
for.
just told you.
That's your real prediction? Ugh.
All right,
Why
boys,
18?
It's time to move on. Like,
hold on.
legitimately, we have no more time. No, I'm sorry.
I got to give me a quick prediction in here. Florida by
Yeah. We
right.
we know you're on some drugs, Rush. We've known since the beginning of the episode.
All right,
All
let's
right.
go ahead and move on to LSU and Arkansas.
I bet. I got I'm gonna say LSU by 10. It's gonna be a close game. It's at Arkansas, right? It's in Fayetteville, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so give me LSU 24 to no, I take that back. Arkansas's defense sucks. 42-28.
This isn't going to be a blowout, but this also isn't going to be a close game. It's going to be in between the two, but regardless, LSU is going to win. Arkansas has given me no reason to give them any confidence or faith for this game. It's a morning game. The fans are not that interested anymore, considering the team has been underwhelming, to say the least. I'm not sure the KJ Jefferson situation, but that's just because I haven't done much research on it. But point is, LSU will win this game. They know that the SEC championship is near if they can win out. So give me LSU 28 to 13, I'd say. Somewhere around that.
Oh yeah, you can go, Rush.
Well, the line right now as we're filming this on this game is like 3. And
LSU's favored by 3.
I don't understand that. Brian Kelly is absolutely gonna have the boys ready to play. It's just not Arkansas's year.
Just like they did versus FSU.
Give me LSU. Give me LSU. This is a different football team. I don't care what anybody says.
I gotta agree here.
LSU.
I'm joking.
30. LSU.
Not with you.
42-24.
How much? 42 what?
24.
I said 42-28.
Is it my turn?
I think actually it's kind of disrespect. I mean, I get it's not at LSU. But I think it's kind of disrespectful to only favor them by 3. Because, used to we were saying, well, if KJ Jefferson plays, they might have a better chance to separate themselves. But even with him playing, I mean, I haven't seen much of a difference in their in their production. So I'm gonna take the top 10 team
BYU
of the
game
country over what?
The BYU game when I think he played. If KJ Jefferson
did.
played in the
He did.
BYU game, they put up like 56, and BYU was in an awful defense. So like,
but I just truly think it's disrespectful to the top 10 team in the country to only favor them by 3 to a team with no identity.
I agree with that.
So give me LSU in a blowout fashion, 52-17.
All right, Jason, what is your thoughts on this game? Jason,
Give me Arkansas.
Jason.
What?
Oh wow. Okay.
Dude.
Okay.
Give me
Arkansas.
Can you
stop?
Can you stop drinking?
No. Listen. We said the exact same stuff in the Alabama.
I'll say the
LSU
same
game.
stuff again.
So I'm
Step
not going
to
over 2, so I'm not going to clown you, Jason.
Yeah, I'm going to clown you. I'm going to clown you. That is an idiot take.
I'm not going to clown you. I think anything's possible in college football.
So hear me out. LSU, right? They've been doubted all year. They beat a subpar Bama, just like Tennessee, so everybody thinks they're the next big thing. All right. LSU's going to go into this game against Arkansas. Overlooking it, they have the SEC championship on their mind. They just got to make sure they put up enough points to not lose. Well, guess what? That's not going to go in favor for him at all. KJ Jefferson might have the game of his career right here. Knock off whatever they're going to be in the CFP rankings that come out.
Tigers.
So give me Arkansas, and LSU falls back to like 8 after this Saturday.
You know what? Just because you said that, you convinced me. I'm not going to say that.
Oh my God, bro, dude.
No, listen. I'm not going to say LSU is going to lose, but I am going to say it's going to be a lot closer than I originally said it. So I think that it's going to be within 10.
All right, boys, let's finally get into the marquee matchup of the week. Ole Miss versus Alabama. What everybody's been waiting for. Bama's winning this game by 20.
I would just like to point out the fact we live in a world where Ole Miss has a better record than Alabama. Crazy times. Feels like 2007 right now.
If you asked me this game a week ago,
I don't know. So currently, as of today,
it's still going to be Alabama. Be realistic.
Bama by 14. Ole Miss
Bama's winning this game by 14.
As all get out unless they put in Luke as the quarterback. But Lane Kiffin loves his prodigy child Jackson Dart too much to even consider.
Jackson Dart is so painfully mid. It's crazy.
I gotta agree.
Yeah.
So right now,
everybody calls Jake Paul the problem child. In reality, it's just Jackson Dart.
As of 10:47 on November 6th, 2022, the line is Alabama by 12. But do they cover? Absolutely not. I'm picking Ole Miss.
Bro.
Okay.
Alabama is
yeah.
That's interesting.
Before,
yeah.
I'm going to say it again.
Nate took that Jason weed.
I'm going to say this one.
I think that Ole Miss, since Jackson Dart really can't throw the ball, they give a lethal rushing attack against Alabama. They embarrass their defensive line. Their offensive line embarrasses them. But I'm not gonna be like, oh, it's gonna be a big separation in the game. No, I take back my statement about the 12 points. But I will say it'll be a close game. I think it'll be a one-score game. I'll say
Bama
35-28.
Yeah.
I enjoy the fact that this show hates on more than one Jackson every week.
Hey, you know, Bama's winning this game 38-21. Yeah, but not this week.
Bama dynasty over this. Bama dynasty over that.
What was the second word you just said?
I don't know. Don't ask me. This is still Alabama. It's not the Alabama, but it's still Alabama.
Georgia broke
it's
Alabama.
An Alabama that if you change 2 plays would be 4 losses right now.
No, I take that back. A&M broke Alabama. A&M broke Alabama.
Facts. I don't care.
That was just because of their
loss. A&M had a 4-point loss. Alabama's going to win this game by 17.
I will say to the people. I will say to the people like screaming, crying, "Oh, the dynasty is over." Nick Saban he's finally done. I will say that that's not true. The dynasty isn't over, but if it continues, this is already not the same Alabama that everyone knows that has been around the last 15 years. But dynasty may be ending soon, but it's not over yet. Alabama may squeak one out. They're not making the playoffs. Two-loss team won't make the playoffs. But they'll be
like I've said this once, and I'm gonna say it again. Number one team you never want to play is a pissed off Bama team, and they just lost a game.
I completely agree.
They just lost a game that put them out of the playoff. That confirmed it.
Wait
It's
a minute.
nail in the coffin. They're
the
done.
ESPN writing for Alabama though, they're still giving
that doesn't count. They're gone. Realistically, they're gone.
Quick. Everybody pause real quick. Jackson now owes me double for that episode.
What do you mean?
Why's that?
We had
my God.
I said
Bama
prediction
is pissed.
episode,
I said
and he
Bama
said
is
Nick
pissed.
Saban's going to be pissed a total of 22 times. And I told him if Bama were to lose a game, he has to pay me $2 for every time he said that.
I got you.
Lost twice.
I got you. You know, honestly, I got you in a few months.
You have to work all
Season,
those
in the
hours
off
to get the
season.
amount of money.
In the off season, I got you for sure.
Okay, so we have to wait until until
I have to wait until the season's over completely. Like probably like
Bama loses one more game, just
after the season's
if
over.
Bama
I'll
loses
give
one
you
more
it.
game, I will change what I say and say that the dynasty is over.
Yeah,
because
but I
in
don't
my
think
lifetime,
this game will not end it. Next year is going to be the season we see the dynasty ending. But this year,
hear me out.
This is going to be a game they win.
They have next year Bryce Young and Will Anderson leave. And Eli Riggs.
They also have one of the best recruiting classes in the country, a 5-star coming in as the second best quarterback in the nation. And they still have Nick Saban, and they're probably going to get rid of their main problem, who's not even their offensive coordinator, Bill O'Brien, aka the worst offensive coordinator in the SEC. And if literally, I would go as far to say as if Bill O'Brien was not coaching. Or matter of fact, if Alabama's staff was not Bill O'Brien and their defensive coordinator versus LSU, they probably win that game. It's just the fact that their coaching is so abysmal that it doesn't really matter, like talent or not.
Imagine saying that in the preseason.
Yeah, that's insane to think about. That they're like, I mean, a 2-loss
coaching is the reason that Bama is not good.
If they lose, I was born 2003, so I mean, of course, I wasn't aware of Alabama losses in the few years before I had consciousness, but I've never seen a 3-loss Alabama team ever.
Yeah, neither have I.
I'm 19.
Let's not hope it happens because I have to pay Jason more money.
The main reason I hope it happens just for that falling is because Nick Saban no longer has that discipline. If this was the real Nick Saban, then Bill O'Brien would have not been coaching this game or any time this season because he sucked last year. He really sucked. And this year, he's still coaching, and we're seeing that Bill O'Brien is not a good offensive coordinator. You literally switch the coordinator, and I'd already say Bama is probably still in playoff contention from just one switch.
I'm going to say okay, you say it, and then I'm going to do the sign off.
I was going to say it. Someone made a good comparison. If Alabama continues on this trajectory with Nick Saban will turn into Philip Fulmer. If any Tennessee fan, they'll realize what happened with Philip Fulmer is he got complacent. He's the man who brought Tennessee all of that, the championships after Neyland and everything. But his complacency and lack of wanting to recruit and bringing in new talent was ultimately the reason for Tennessee's downfall. And then if Nick Saban continues the trajectory, it'll be the same exact story.
All right, that was a great take. I don't know who us is, but we'll handle that later. Thank y'all for tuning in to this predictions episode. We really appreciate it. Make sure you check out Pro U Sports. They're not Pro U Sports anymore. They've gone through a little bit of a change, so I don't know if I should be telling y'all to click on the link of something that doesn't exist anymore, but be my guest if you want to. It's fine if you don't. I'll handle that off this episode as well. But thank y'all for tuning in. We really appreciate it. We hope y'all enjoyed our takes. We understand some of them were a little mid. Sorry. Anybody picking South Carolina during that game, you just definitely are smoking crack.
You'll see. You'll see.
Yeah, you'll see. 4-touchdown game for Marshawn Lloyd.
You'll see. Contain Anthony Richardson, and then we'll talk.
Contain Marshawn Lloyd.
He contains himself. He's terrible.
True.
Especially at home.
What was that? Why'd you get super
What
loud
was
and back
that?
like 3 feet away from the mic to go? No. Thank y'all for joining us. We really appreciate it. And as always, good morning, good afternoon, and good night from the V2 crew.
South